Topic number 6. Gundam 00. I'm not sure what Clawshrimpy's issues really were with this series because for a 50-plus episode series, this is probably one of the best of the franchise. The character designs are solid, the mecha designs are pretty good while being distinguishing. The action sequences and overall animation quality were both excellent, with only a handful of places of stock footage. What I can't get is Clawshrimpy's apparent nitpicking of problems, quote-unquote, with the series. First up is the issue with the second ending sequence. You know what? Fuck it. It's just an ending sequence. If you don't like it, you can just skip it. That particular ending seemed to be aimed at first showing signs of calm and peace and then switching to destruction and decay. Did you even notice that the ocean turned blood red during it? I only take issue when it absolutely makes no sense, my example being Gundam Seed Destiny's fourth opening theme. Don't believe me? Watch the first and second openings, and then watch the fourth. You'll feel your brain implode. Next up is the comparison of Celestial Being's Seraphy Gundam and Jesus Yamato's Strike Freedom. What the fuck? Firstly, there is no comparison because the Strike Freedom is a plot device cheat. Seraphy is an awesome artillery unit that, although slow, it has the heaviest firepower and armor of all the Gundams, plus it possesses the Seraphim Gundam. The Strike Freedom, it's just a God Mode weapon. It has high firepower with high defense and high agility with a nuclear reactor. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Sorry, just no comparison. And what's with the fact that Seraphy has hidden arms? I think it's a rather handy tool to have when you need a trick up your sleeve. It would be rather damning to have those things labeled like Clawshrimpy recommended. I mean, what's the point of having a hidden weapon when you fucking label it for everyone to see? That, my friend, is called being an idiot and soon to be dead idiot. And FYI, hidden arms aren't even a new or experimental thing. Gundam's been doing it for years. Look up Zeta Gundam's The O and Charge Counterattack's Sazabi variation, Nightingale. Lastly, Clawshrimpy, just because the show features a portion of the story involving conflicts in the Middle East doesn't mean it was directly influenced by today's Iraq War. That entire region has seen war and bloodshed for centuries. Forget the dozen or so crusades from 700 to 900 years ago and just look at the past 100 years. There was World War I and II. There were the famous 1967 Six-Day War and the 1973 Yom Kippur War, among many others involving Israel. Eritrea fought for independence from Ethiopia. Libya fought against Egypt. Iran fought with Iraq. Yemen and Lebanon had civil wars, and Iraq and Kuwait had been trading fire since 1967. And even better, when we toppled Saddam Hussein in Iraq, the Muslim groups there even started fighting one another. You could even say that some of the conflicts in the Middle East were actually proxy wars fought by the United States and the Soviet Union, although it's a large generalization, so don't take it too seriously. But if anything, Gundam Seed is more influenced by the current Iraq War because it takes the simplistic view of portraying the United States as the evil empire seeking to push its systems and morals and laws onto other nations. Topic number 7. Other mecha series. With Clawshrimpy's apparent bias in clinging to Votoms, he seems to have forgotten that there are mecha shows besides Macross, Gundam, and Votoms that are actually really good stuff. Full Metal Panic and one of its sequel series, The Second Raid, they are both really good mecha series, with the latter blowing me away on the quality. Code Geass from Clamp and Sunrise was also a pretty good mecha show. Eureka 7, Martian successor Nadesco, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Dragonar, Padlober, Leisner, Zone of Enders, Aura Battler Dunmine. There's even more material going into video games like Front Mission, Armored Core, Steel Battalion, and the Super Robot Wars series. Maybe you should have done some research. Topic number 8. More feminine-looking pilots? I'm sorry, but what is the problem with male main character pilots who aren't manly-looking? As far as I know, there are only so many men in the world who truly fill the stereotype of looking manly, whether it's the 24th century, the after-colony century, or the universal century. Let's face it, Not every guy who pilots a mobile suit is as manly as Domon Kashu, and as such, not every soldier who enlists in today's military forces is Rambo or Arnold Schwarzenegger. The whole point of showing male pilots in a less than stereotypical manly fashion is making a statement about how wars are not just fought by guys who lust for battle. And oftentimes it involves people who otherwise live normal lives who look at least somewhat ordinary. And Tyria from Gundam 00, he looks like a girl because he does. Deal with it. Topic number 9. Clawshrimpy's arguments. I have to say, Clawshrimpy, that with all the things you took issue with in many of the more recent Mecha series, it looked more like you just came up with reasons why Votoms was perfect and everything else was just sad in comparison. And you didn't even show nor do a lot to persuade people to think that maybe Votoms was really good, except to say it was. Come on. If you're trying to persuade someone to be interested, persuade, don't tell. Your issues with Gundam 00 are perhaps the more annoying because then you're just being a nitpicky prick. Try to remember that in Japan, anime is an art form. It's not just a means of entertainment. If you don't like something, then stop watching it, but don't let it give you a reason to tell everyone that it sucks just because of your disliking it. Also, maybe before you should try to make a valid or semi-valid argument, you should script it out what you are going to say so you don't sound like Captain Kirk on crack with a bad voice recorder. All in all, I wish I didn't have to do this rebuttal, but just all the problems and holes and biases couldn't keep me from thinking, yeah. I'm New Londonian. Good night, and good luck. Yeah!